Hello everyone, welcome back to another journal entry. This one is called "To be aimless is to be free." Many years ago, I was dumped, in cold blood, out of nowhere, by my boyfriend of 2 years. In his breakup speech, he offered me a laundry list of reasons he didn't want to be with me anymore. It was a really sweet thing for him to do, to give me a clear understanding of which of my traits he had been keeping track of to eventually deem me as an unsuitable partner. Really, very generous of him. Among his reasons for ending our relationship, that I was too dependent on my family. I had just graduated from university at the time and was living with my parents, as was he. Also, what's wrong with depending on your family? And that my best friend and I are bitchy when we're together, sorry, we're not doormats, was that I am not driven. I am not driven, and I did not inspire him to be more driven, which in his eyes was an unattractive quality in a girlfriend. Among all his pointless assessments of my character, this, in particular, stuck with me. I was in my early 20s at the time and had just finished my post-secondary education, through which I was working 2 jobs, captain of my dance team, and an executive member of a charity organization on campus, all while maintaining good, average grades and a fabulous social life. I was amazing. I was, dare I say, driven. I didn't understand what more he wanted from me. I had a full-time job and was freshly left to my own devices after 20 years of being part of institutions that always had a clear path laid out for me. Naturally, I was a little unsure about what the next phase of my life would look like. I was doing well for myself, but I didn't really have any new goals. Maybe that was what he meant. As I moved on with my life, after a brief stint of us getting back together only for him to dump me again a few months later, I dismissed his digs as stupid and rude rather than character flaws I actually needed to improve on. Though, when someone who knows you well and who you love and admire tells you your lack of ambition is the reason they don't love you anymore, it's tough not to internalize that. Life proceeded as normal. I was making enough of a living to move out of my family home and was enjoying my life as a young, working woman with the freedom I hadn't had before. I still didn't have a life goal to drive me, and I was fine with that, despite a mousy little voice in the back of my head telling me to do more, that I should be more, even though I had no idea what I wanted to do or who I wanted to be. Goal setting has never really been my thing. Being asked about my 5-year plan is my worst nightmare. My vision for my future revolved around how I would feel, not what I would be doing. I knew I wanted to be content and at peace with my life. I just didn't have a clear idea of how to get there. Was it not enough to just enjoy my life as it is now? Why did I have to have an end goal? Throughout my entire young adulthood, I made decisions based on what felt right in the moment. Changing jobs, moving, exploring new relationships. Whenever I felt like something wasn't right for me anymore, I made a change. Minimal planning required. This way of living worked for me and led me to a lot of goodness. But why did I still feel like I was living my life wrong? I felt completely lost. Years passed and I still didn't have a dream career or a goal to reach for, a cardinal sin. Being aimless felt like the worst thing to be when I had the expectation that I should have my entire future figured out by now. There was an immense pressure put on me by no one but myself to formulate a plan for my life that I could finally deem worthy of my own appreciation. I had internalized the belief that a feeling of success was dependent on my ambition and my ability to set a goal and achieve it. I don't blame anyone for that, I really don't. We are trained to believe that contentment and peace are always just on the other side of that next achievement. Our happiness is always just out of reach, to keep us striving for more, to keep us consuming, to keep us hungry. With that mindset, nothing will ever be enough. Only recently have I started to feel differently. Like maybe I haven't actually been lost at all. And maybe the quality of my life is not dependent on whether I achieve whatever it is I'm supposed to achieve. How did I come to feel differently, you're wondering? Well, a few months ago, I finally set a goal. Over the past year, I tore my life down to the bare bones. Things just weren't feeling right anymore, so, as I do, I changed them. I left a relationship, friendships, a job I loved, and my apartment. I had no end game when I did this, just an awareness that I had to let some things go and make room for something new. When I stripped my life down, I finally had some space to let myself wonder. Without any expectations or outside noise telling me what I should be, what is it that I actually want to do? What have I been dreaming about that has always felt impossible, unrealistic, or irresponsible? I've always been curious about what it would be like to live abroad, so what if I just did it? So, a goal emerged. In the spring of 2025, I would leave everything behind and go to Paris for a few months just to see what it was like. A terrifying thought, but an exciting one I was proud to own. Step by step, I put a plan in motion to make it happen. I dedicated the months leading to my departure to thinking, planning, preparing mentally and financially to take this leap. And then I leapt. Goal achieved. Now what? First of all, I quickly had to let go of the expectation that my life in Europe would unfold like a romantic comedy. That was step 1. Step 2 was to stay present, even though my internal dialogue keeps me asking myself, what's next? I got where I wanted to go, but now that I'm here, I find myself aimless once again, with no idea what I want my future to hold and a pressure to figure it out, like now. But if achieving a goal just leads me right back to where I started, then what was the point of setting the goal in the first place? At what point do I start feeling like where I am now is enough? My goal served its purpose, to act as a North Star and give me something to focus on while I leveraged my ambition like a tool to make it happen. Ambition kept me motivated and driven when I needed to be, but I knew that once I was done, I could put it away until I needed it next. Well, now I'm done. I'm putting my ambition away, and this time I've decided I'm going to do Aimless differently. If being aimless means I can finally enjoy the fruits of my labor, then aimless is what I'll be. Don't get me wrong, I have to work every day to keep myself from panicking over the question mark that is my future. But I work at this because I want this time, right now, to be enough. I want to be content with where I am without the underlying feeling that I could be doing more, and more to get me somewhere else. Even if this isn't my final destination, I want to appreciate it for what it is, whatever it is. As for being driven, for now, I am driven to simply enjoy my life, be a decent person, and trust that that is enough. When something needs to change, I'll change it. And when I want to do something, I'll do it. Maybe it can just be that simple. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, you're amazing, and I'm your biggest fan, and I appreciate you. And maybe leave a comment or give me a like or something if you liked it. And if something resonated with you, let me know. Okay? Just let me know. Okay. See you next time. Bye.